Hello again, everybody. My name is John Healy. I do a podcast called It's Good to Talk, sponsored by LiffeyMoving.com. And people also know me because I produced this book last year, and that's how it all started. It's all about Tony McGurn, his life from 1941 up to a couple of years ago. And you can buy it on Amazon. But today I have a guest, a special guest. His name is Ed Malone. He's an actor, director, producer, writer. He's also a clown. You might say, well, why a clown? He's not just a clown, not just any clown. He's also a clown professor. Ed, good evening, and I'm happy to have you on as my guest. Tell me, where were you born and a little bit about yourself?
Thanks for having me, John. I was born in Cork City in Ireland in 1981, which makes me 41 years of age, man. Getting up there. I grew up in Cork. First 25 years of my life were in Cork.
Right.
And then I moved to Paris, where I trained as a clown in physical theater, physical comedy, and all that stuff.
What influenced you that? Like, had you somebody in a circus or something before that? Your mother or grandmother?
No, never. No artistic background in the family. And just to specify or to clarify, rather, with clown, we're not talking about circus clown. I mean, the word clown is used broadly these days. Like I said, with physical comedy, and like it encompasses all sorts of comic performance, and that's how I was trained. I wasn't trained in juggling or circus tricks. But to answer your question, what the influence, there were a few very talented theater people in Ireland who had similar training in Paris.
Right.
A guy called Conor Lovett, who's a really well-known Beckett actor, trained in Paris with these clown schools as well. And I guess he would have been an influence because he was from Cork. I just made.
How long is the course? Is it like 1 year, 2 year, 3 year?
I did a 2-year program, but I worked with this guy. There was actually an article in the New York Times about him today that somebody sent me. His name is Philippe Gaulier. He's like this famous French clown guru. He's still alive now. He's up in his late 70s.
Very good.
He trained Sacha Baron Cohen and a lot of other like famous.
No, I know that you got reviews in the Irish New York Times yourself, which I was very impressed.
So, sure, they called me a deft physical comedian, which is nice.
I saw that. Yeah. And you got other reviews, and you also did work in TV and.
I've done a little bit of everything. Yeah, a lot of theater.
Off-Broadway. I was at one of your shows that you directed a number of years ago. I was very impressed.
That's right, the Three Irish Widows, wasn't it? The Three Irish Widows.
And also you did Walter de Forest, Vincent van Gogh, which was very dramatic, and I thought it was a difficult one for any director to direct, because it seemed to me like it would be almost impossible to direct Walter de Forest. I don't mean that in a bad way, but there was so much, there was so much going on. In that performance.
It's
like you'd have needed 4 directors.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. It was almost impossible to direct Walter. He's a great guy. He's got so many great ideas, but channeling that could be a challenge.
Right.
But it's great with that particular piece that you've talked about. He's gone on and he's done it in different ways, and he's continued it, which is great. He's a great guy.
Yes, he is a great guy.
Yeah, good luck to him. But it's great that we're doing this interview, John, because not to sound pretentious or pompous, but I think this interview will be worth millions, because I think you're interviewing me right at a time right before amazing things are going to happen for me in the next few years.
I am so happy.
Yeah, it's really. And I say that without any ego. I just know that.
No, I know you pretty well.
Destined for greatness.
You are a very down to earth, talented individual. You also worked off-Broadway and in the Irish Rep. And I love the Irish Rep. Yeah, I love that place.
Yeah, the Irish Rep is such a great venue. Like such a pleasure to work there. I've done several plays. Yeah. Several plays in that theater. Beautiful theater.
And you did some Saturday Night Live stuff.
Well, actually, there was a girl in my class who ended up on Saturday Night Live, which was really nice. She took a few classes with me, and then she ended up on SNL, which is wonderful. And I've had other students of mine who have gone on to do a lot of cool TV shows. And I'm actually in the process of making a documentary about my class,
Right.
which is
I want to ask you about that. How does the class thing work? Like, do people just like apply and?
Well, yeah. Well, I have a website, clownschoolnyc.com,
Good.
and you can just find my email there and reach out to me about the
Very
class.
good.
The class is absolute madness.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. It's really hard to explain. You have to kind of see it to believe it.
I got you.
Literally anything can happen in my class. You know, we do ridiculously fun exercises.
Right.
I mean, for example, yeah. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
And for example is right. For example, like, is there an age group? Someone like myself, would I be too old to become a clown?
No. There's no
Or am I a clown already?
age limit. You're a natural clown, John. You're definitely not too old.
You.
No age limit. I mean, I do tend to avoid children's stuff.
Right.
Like, so if you're below certain age.
Right.
I mean, I did have a kid a few years ago who was amazing. He was like 16.
Right.
And he was a very mature 16-year-old, and he could handle it. But yeah, I don't really focus on kids.
So there's no age. There's no age discrimination, basically. So somebody could be 80 years old, and like, for example, Stoney behind me in the book, like Stoney here on the book, like he could be a natural clown too, I guess.
Yeah, you're so spot on. He is a natural clown. So are you. So many natural clowns out there. Nobody really needs any training. Just tap into your naturalness.
Like intuition or creativity.
Exactly.
And I suppose the thing about creativity, I always say, the more creative you are and the more you use it, the more you have, actually.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Ed Malone is my guest today, and I'm delighted to be talking to him. He's an actor, writer, director, a clown, and also a clown professor, and has been on stage, on theatre, and in TV as well. Anything else you'd like to add to the discussion? I'm excited about what you said. What's coming up? This sounds like I'll be looking out for you.
Yeah, I can't really talk about that at the moment.
That's okay,
but,
I understand.
It's you know, and it's a process, but it's very exciting. But yeah, I have to say as well that it's been a pleasure the last couple of years to teach in colleges in New York. Like I teach in SUNY Purchase College, which is in White Plains, and also I just got a job teaching at Old Westbury in Long Island. And I have to say, teaching clown to like 19-year-old kids is like that's the perfect kind of age for the madness that.
Well, congratulations. I know how hard you work, and it's not easy, pardon the pun, it's not easy to be a clown. It's not easy to be an actor. It's not easy to be a director. And, tough times. It was a tough couple of years behind us, like for everybody that had to adjust to the pandemic and be more creative to survive, I guess. If there's anything you'd like to add to this interview, and we'll wrap it up.
Well, if you have viewers who are shy, I mean, it's interesting you're bringing up the pandemic. I obviously had to adapt, and I taught my classes on Zoom, actually.
Okay,
so if people, I'm still offering that as an option. If people want to, if they don't want to do it in person, they can take a Zoom class with me. That's totally accessible.
And it's easy to contact you, Ed Malone, at say it again one more time, edmalone.com or
clownschoolnyc.com. Clownschoolnyc.com.
Clown School, yes, excellent. So that's how they can contact you. My name is John Healy. People can contact me at jhfornews@yahoo.com. If they have any questions on previous interviews I did, I had the Russian scientist on here. I had Eddie Savage, who is a music singer guy. I had Adam Cardona, who's a medical massage therapist. If you ever hurt your back or need to be repaired, and he can massage clowns and get them doing juggling, maybe. So any questions, let me know. Ed, thank you so much for the interview.